In his first letter to the Corinthians, St. Paul says, "One should regard us as servants of Christ and stewards of the mysteries of God," and that it is required of stewards that they be found trustworthy. Servants, stewards, trustworthy. It reminds me of the sign which kind of famously hangs at the entrance to the locker room of the New England Patriots. I've not seen it, but I've seen photographs of it. There are 4 points on that sign. The first is, do your job. The second is, work hard. The third is, be attentive. And the fourth is, put the team first. You think of those points, they can apply to everyone from the coach, coaches, quarterback, first line, all the way down to the people who clean and maintain the place. And so for us, as disciples of Christ, we look at our lives and we see what are the different pieces of our lives, what are the different requirements of our lives, what are the jobs that we have to do, what are the aspects of those jobs, what are the relationships that we have and are enjoying and need to maintain on a regular basis. And we ask ourselves, it's important that we ask ourselves, how hard am I working? How well am I doing my job? How well am I paying attention to the things around me? And am I considering the needs of others, kind of the team? Am I considering their needs before I consider my own? It's a nice kind of application of just some simple virtues. And as believers, it's especially important for us to remember that the first work we do, first job that we need to do and do well, is that of receiving the love of God. Receiving God's love for ourselves into our hearts. When we receive God's love, it transforms us. It sets us kind of at peace. It consoles us. It reminds us of our value. And yet it also puts us in kind of our place. It gives us a perspective that we're not in charge of everything. A lot of life needs to just pass us by. And we don't worry about getting too involved in the things that are not our business. But we first have that foundation of the love that God has for us, shown to us so generously in Christ. And then with that, and inspired by that, and motivated by that, we then move out into our day. We move out into the work that we need to do, our relationships. And whether we're someone who has a lot of titles and seems to be very important in the scheme of things, or is often overlooked and quite humble, we all have that same type of responsibility. We are servants of Christ. We are stewards of the mysteries of God. And for us, as for anyone, it is important that we be found trustworthy.